Why should you play Last Cloudia? What does it have to offer? Who's it for? And what kind of good does it bring for the players? Well, I enjoy this kind of game quite a bit, and it's got quite a few things to offer. Whether you're a small fish, a minnow, a whale, or just a free-to-play player, I believe this game brings it all, as long as you bring the right mindset to your type of play. Free-to-play players, I believe that you must have a mindset of never chasing one arc. You never want to chase one character. When you walk up to a banner, you have to look at it and be happy with at least a couple things you may be walking away from. If it's a big character, like Spirit Maiden or something like that, I can see the need to chase that. Basically makes the game easy mode, and I can understand that. But if you're going into a character like that, be prepared to maybe have to hit the pity or walk away with nothing. Not to say that you can't go spend your hard-earned gems on a nice banner like the Alice banner up right now, or Spirit Maiden if she's around, or chasing some other thing. But never go into something just blindly chasing one arc in hopes of getting it, or one character. It'll never end well, especially if you're free to play. Whales may be able to do that, but most of the whales even will have quite a spending spree trying to chase some things. On top of that, I don't believe free-to-play players should ever be chasing UR arcs. I believe that you need to look at the pity before you think about reasonably spending a bunch of money chasing them. They're very, very hard to get. I even have an account here right now. I've chased multiple UR arcs before. As you can see, I have other accounts that have none. I have some that I've re-rolled to start with them. I play a ton of accounts at once, all of the time. So I can definitely tell you, like, when I'm going through here, like, you know, if you want to chase something like Eldrava or something like that when it comes out, or like Great War Ruin, like, you're much better off, even if you do want to chase them, wait for, like, you know, one or two of the best times of the year, like if they have like an anniversary banner on the 2-year anniversary. So if you're ever going to chase something like the Great War Ruin or another UR arc or something like that, just wait for a better time to do it. I mean, the game's getting much better right now. I'm pretty sure in the future there might be some more reasonable banners to try and get some of these things. Even if there isn't, once there's more of them, hopefully they'll make some more guaranteed banners like they did on the New Year's at one time, where you could get a guaranteed UR. Other than that, it's just really unrealistic, unless you want to try to re-roll to start off with one of them, but even that is really hard. And like, I'll re-roll sometimes with emulators and have like 20 to 30 accounts going, and it'll still take me a couple hours to get one. Sometimes I'll get lucky and I'll get, you know, a couple on a run or something like that, like 1 or 2, but you know, there's been some days where I've spent like 7 or 8 hours re-rolling and I've only gotten like 2 or 3 accounts that actually have one of the URs. So, you know, if that gives you an example of like how rare they are to roll and how much you want to spend your hard-earned gems that you're not going to be earning back, especially on an account that you have, you know, a couple of 100 hours worth of progress. Like, you really want to make sure that if you want UR, you know, you can roll on banners that have other things that you want that might have a UR in the background, and then maybe one day you get lucky, and then you still, if you don't get lucky, you have something else to roll back or fall back on. You know, it's really nice. I'm playing multiple free-to-play accounts right now. When I look at the rates and everything like that, I try to aim for something that has like a, you know, at least around like a 2.5 to 3% chance. Some of the really nice ones have like a 5% or plus chance, you know, like the Start Dash banner, or where you had like the half-priced 10 pulls when we were doing the Valentine's Day and stuff like that. And those all have some really nice limited units on those, so every once in a while, if you're free to play and you're really saving up and you spend your money on the right banners, you get so much more than if, you know, you end up spending like 30 or 40k on a single character banner that has one character that you're rolling for on a 0.8% chance, and, you know, all the other things are in the general pool that you'll probably get anyways. Like, you can see the difference between wanting to roll when you have like a 3 or a 4% chance to get, you know, something worth walking away with, compared to walking away with, you know, something with a 0.8% chance or something like that. It's much more realistic, especially when you're free to play. But yeah, so just make sure you're going after the right banners, especially when you want to be free to play. On top of that, it's not all bad, you know. I have a ton of them. The majority of my accounts are free to play. I still have like 4 or 5 that I've spent some money on, but the free to play ones are all awesome. I have a ton of fun playing all of them. I don't think any of them are going to be held back, especially when you start spending your money in the right places. Or not your money, but your gems, like the things that you can't get back and you spend your hard time working in the game to earn. When you're sitting there and you spend them all on the right banners and you really try hard and you save up for proper pities and stuff like that and pity on the proper banners, because you can get quite a few gems from storyline and stuff like that, and you make sure you hit, or at least you're going through one or two good pities, and if you actually get stuck on them, then you're going to end up with some good general stuff off the bat. So don't ever try to pull for general stuff, just hope you get it off the bat. You'll probably get something good eventually from the general pulls, even when you're just pulling random other units and stuff, because they stuff them into like every single banner pretty much that you're going to come across. So like, don't underestimate like how much you're going to be able to roll for those in the future just from guaranteed tickets and stuff like that. And there's so many good units that you can get and so many good arcs, and it seems like they're just making it better and better for free-to-play players, especially with things like the Valentine's Day. They had the free-to-play step-up gacha, which was awesome. It was a ton of fun. You got accessories from it. You got kick-ass units. There was like a swimsuit Tinkly and everything in there. It was really, really good. If you need to know if you should pull or anything like that, you can always go up to the Discord here. I can open it up over here. I'll go to desktop. So you can go over to the Discord here, and if you just go over and into the main Last Cloudia chat, most of the time if you check up here in the pins, Liam most of the time or other people will make a should you pull edition that most of the time gets pulled pinned up here within like an hour or two of the unit being released, if they're awake. If not, if you look back here the next day or something like that, there's definitely going to be a pin or two, most likely about the should you pull or should you not pull. And if this doesn't answer your questions, you can also look up the JP wiki for Last Cloudia. That always has like a banner rating and stuff like that. I might make a video going over like how to go through the JP wiki and stuff like that as a global player and everything like that, because it's useful sometimes. But the global players are having like quite an extensive database built up now of Lake, who's making changing his spreadsheet to an actual website now, and with the Discord on top of that and the amount of veteran players and stuff that are constantly around helping people, like you can pretty much get all the information you need pretty quickly now, especially compared to back in the day. So yeah, if you go up here in the pins and stuff like that, you can already see that like the last couple units and stuff like that. So should you pull Descent of Heroes Redux, it went over all the different types of units for that. It had should you pull the Rogue edition. So if you go in the Discord in general, which I'll have a link to in the description, it'll basically tell you it'll give you a good summary of why you should and why you shouldn't. And if you still don't understand if you should or shouldn't pull, and you have like a good reason, you're not trolling or anything like that, if you go down over to the help section over here, then you just like type in your actual question and stuff like that, then other people will easily come help you, I guarantee you. So yeah, so and if you're starting off or something like that, most of the time people will always tell you, you want to re-roll right off the bat to try and either get Sandworm here, or you want to go over and get the Great Khalid the Great, because that'll give you a Trishula. And those Trishula is really handy. It basically makes it so if your unit's like basically like a full Thunder unit or Dark or something like that, you can throw that on there, and if any unit is resistant to them or something, so you're not dealing any damage to them, it'll make it so it's no longer resistant to that type of damage. It basically makes your unit almost like a neutral attack. It's really, really handy. Probably like the 2 arcs you want to either be re-rolling for or plan to get. If you don't have those arcs, like your gameplay is going to feel really bad if you can't throw dual wield on a unit or 2 or something like that when you're going along. But yeah, for small fish, the game's really nice too. We have quite a few nice little step-ups that are pretty cheap. It won't be too expensive, and you can save up enough for like a paid weapon, pretty decently in my opinion compared to some other gachas. It's kind of like a little pricey for some things, but if there's just 1 or 2 units that you want and they have like a nice paid weapon, more for collector's sake I'd say than for actual like productivity, because most of the paid weapons, like some are really good, don't get me wrong, some of the paid accessories are really good too. Most of the time the accessories are sometimes better than the weapons, but most of the time you can find something better than that just in game from Arcs Ether rewards or other things like that, especially if you have access to like some of the higher end Ether rewards and stuff and you've been playing the game for a while. Like that equipment won't be too relevant to you. At the beginning of the game it might be really nice, but it doesn't make you feel like you have to spend for the equipment. It's just more of like a nice accessory to have on top of the character for collection's sake if you end up spending the money, which I still like. but being a small fish, you have access to getting a couple accessories here and then for like paid weapons. And if you always go into the Discord, there'll be like a you can ask around and stuff like that and find out what items and accessories are the best for the units that you might have actually pulled and stuff. And they've been giving out free unit tickets and stuff like that for a lot of the gotchas that have been going on for collabs lately and other things like that. So that's been really nice. So in general, it's been getting better and better for the small fry players and stuff like that. If you've been saving up especially and planning to spend your gems properly and not wailing on the stupid step-ups and stuff, because some step-ups will give you almost nothing in return, whereas, other step-ups will have, multiple things littered along the way, and, some of those other step-ups are really nice in comparison, if you know what I mean. Oh, jam something there. But, yeah, so you can see how it just gets better and better for you in the end. For big fish and stuff like that, it hurts a little bit if you want to try and collect everything, because there isn't really a pity on absolutely everything in the game, and I think that's the biggest, I don't want to say downfall, but it's pretty much the biggest downfall in my opinion to the game, and what hurts the biggest player base. It's led me to the point where I make multiple accounts now, so I can play with all the things that come along that I want to play with. So like if a new UR arc comes along and stuff like that, and I can't get it on my main account or something, and I want to play it on another account, if you go over here onto my desktop, you can see that I also use BlueStacks, and these are all my other accounts that I constantly play on BlueStacks. And these are just, I got a couple of main accounts. Some of them are like rank 20 to like rank 25 or rank 28, and I play them quite a bit. Some of them are only like rank 16, but I use them so I can experience all the different things in the game, because if you want to actually play with all the things in the game, you either have to spend an absolute ridiculous amount of money and get really lucky, or, you're probably going to want to be re-rolling a whole bunch, or, like, playing a lot of games. Like, it's not that bad. I really enjoy playing fresh accounts. I think the beginning of the game is really nice. It gives you a crazy amount of gems, so it's not like it's hard for me to get this stuff at the beginning of the game, and it makes re-rolling or coming into the game really nice. Is a little sad for endgame players that do want to chase things really hard, or if they are still free to play or something like that, but they still have a lot of things already saved up in their backpack from before and stuff. So I get it both ways. I really do hope in the future and stuff like that there's more ways for us to earn gems, but they've already said that there's going to be more ways coming forward and stuff, and that there might be some things that we can look forward down the road, and it is just getting better, for players and long-term players, I'd say in general, with the amount of stuff that they're giving people, even if they're not whaling. But once you get to a certain point, like, you pretty much have to whale to get new stuff. So I still, whale once or twice on like my really old accounts and stuff that I really, really like. I'll whale on this account you see here, obviously, as it has 3 UR arcs. So when that one comes around, and if they have like another guaranteed UR banner or something like that, I'll totally try and get another one on this one. And if it gets unlucky, maybe I'll take one of my other accounts. But like even on some of my other accounts here on BlueStacks, like my El Nero here, like I've saved up probably 185,000 gems on this account, and above that my Great War, or my Sage one, this has Sage Tekis on it, and my Great War of Ruin, and I've saved up probably like I think 90 or 85k gems on this account for the 2 year. So I'll plan out the accounts, and I'll save up different amounts of gems on my other accounts and stuff, specifically so I can whale on different banners and stuff, and spread them out. So you even go up here, and I'll have like my Dr. Stone account. I had a bunch of gems saved up on that account, so I got all the things from the Dr. Stone banner on that specific account, and it is now hence the Dr. Stone account, and that was an account that I had originally re-rolled and gotten Eldrava on. So the longer you go, the better accounts that you can have stacked up. There'll be a lot of times where you can re-roll for like a UR, or like when the anniversary comes up, you'll probably be able to re-roll and get like 1 UR, or like, and then play through the game and see if you can get 1 or 2 more. Like if you really want a UR, like, and you really want to be free to play, that's what I recommend you do. Like, you prep up really hard, you save up, and you really hope that you land a UR or something like that, because the odds are really harsh. Maybe re-roll right off the bat or something like that, and then save up with those accounts if you want to try and get 2 URs or something. Like you could re-roll right now and try and get an Eldrava right off the bat, and then go in and try and get another UR off that, even though I don't think Eldrava is like probably the best UR to be trying to re-roll off the bat for it, but you know what I mean. Like the Theopolis that was back there, that one was awesome. I got 2 or 3 accounts with the Theopolis that I'm grinding up right now, so I can whale them on the anniversary, or probably not whale, but you know what I mean. Like, I'll be grinding through the story as fast as I can on all those accounts and stuff, and I've been doing all the easy parts of the events and login rewards on them, so I can blast through all my characters, and I think that makes it easier to try and get the end game stuff for when you want to like collect all the stuff. If you can go and play with it on other things still, I don't. It's not an answer or solution, but it's really gonna hurt you if you're gonna try and collect every single item in the game unless you got a good amount of money to spend towards it. Not if you have a good amount of money, I don't think it's like a bad idea if you really like the game or something like that. Like all the power to you, I wish I had more things in this game. If I was a billionaire or something like that, or even a millionaire, or even just had a very good amount of money, I would definitely probably be spending more on this game and getting some nicer stuff and trying to collect everything like I'm the Pokemon master or something like that, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's a really good reason why, if you really want to be a collector or a big fish, like, it's not necessarily the nicest game to come into and be like, yeah, Pokemon master time. Especially with some of like the banners that'll pop up and they'll all be limited. You'll have 2 week span, so it'll be like, whew, if you don't get in that 2 weeks, better pray that banner comes back sometime, or you're never getting those things. And yeah, I'm not saying that's harsh. I'm not saying that it's unacceptable or anything like that. It's a fine game. I still love playing it a whole bunch. But if you are a collector and you're trying to Pokemon master video game, then this gonna be one expensive Pokemon journey, if you know what I mean. So yeah. On top of that, you gotta make sure you don't get overhyped about units, because there'll be some units that come out and they'll have that, like a 0.8% chance or something like that, especially when you're like a small fish, or, you're like a free-to-play player or something. When those units come out, they'll have one arc that's going to be in the guaranteed pool after that, and you'll be chasing that 0.8% chance, maybe to like 30k or 20k, or maybe get it right away, or maybe you hit pity, and like, that's the point where, if you had waited to the 2 year or something, or like a banner that had like a 3 or 4% chance of you getting some good stuff, you would have literally walked away with 3 to 4 times the amount of stuff. But being a free-to-play player, you gotta be less choosy of, what units you get, whereas like, I feel like, like a good example is like the Rogue. Like, the Rogue feels like whale bait, like, if you're a free-to-play player and you're baited by that and you go for that, like, it's really gonna hurt your account. But like whales, they'll get baited into that, and they'll go for a good couple, pulls on Rogue, or maybe chase her all the way down. And I don't think Rogue is something you need, or that you need to chase down. There's a couple units, like maybe like Spirit Maiden or something. If you didn't have like a good support or anything, or Senku or something, you might have really wanted to get her. But there's not too many things that come around where it's like an absolutely need, because most of the time another banner will come around that has like a significant amount of stuff besides just that 0.8% chance to get that character. There'll probably be another banner that has like Shift Zekis and stuff like that later on, or Zekas, and that'll probably be a much better chance to roll for some of the characters than trying to roll right off the bat for them. You never know, but you can always hope that you get one of those banners in the end, especially if you're a free player or small fish. Why do I play? I like the combat a lot. I like the skill building. I like to re-roll a lot. I like to play multiple different accounts. When something new comes out, I like to see how easy it is to build up right off the bat, or play with it. Like when the Devil May Cry collab was out, that was fun to blast through on like a newer account or something like that I didn't have a lot built up on. And I'll still do it on like my main account and stuff, but it makes it really fun when you can actually try out everything and play with mostly everything and stuff. I think it's constantly getting better too. It's getting easier and easier for players to play through the game and stuff. It's a good example is right now they have a big list of events going on, and some of these events might not be the best events that came out before, but the fact that they're all going on at once for you nowadays, and the amount of stuff that they've just had chalked up for people, it's, even if you can't complete everything, you've had a good amount of stuff that you can constantly be working on and get stronger on, or reasons to get stronger that make you actually worth being a stronger account to farm up things right now. And I like that. It's really nice. There's definitely been a lot of rerun of events, but there's also been multiplayer coming out right now, and that's been a lot of work from them, and that's been a ton of fun when it's actually out. And they've been adding nicer rewards to the game, and I've really been enjoying the Tower Trials and stuff. Has been really fun for me, even though the last bosses are a little messy. if you don't have the right stuff going into them. But as soon as you get it, it turns into like an easy cakewalk. So, you know, the game in general has been really fun in that sense, and yeah. So, you know, with all that, I would, you know, like to thank Adis for making Last Cloudia, because in general I've been really liking this game, and thanks for watching. This is my first video, and, you know, if you sub and like if you want to see some more, because I definitely got a lot more videos planned in the future. I definitely like to say thanks to all the content creators out there that have taught me a bunch about the game and everything, and I've been watching them, and you know, people like That Zero or Dasherman or Mobile Gamers or the Big MMC, Zakas Kun, Buddhafish, even stuff like Tweaks' videos, and watching the Crypt on, you know, Cryptman on, you know, Twitch and stuff, and asking him questions and all that kind of stuff's been really, really helpful. So, you know, if you go into like the LC Discord and stuff and you just get into that, you can get so much help with the game, and it just brings you to almost like a next level of playing on the field, especially with some of the descriptions in the game and stuff, because, you know, once you get access to like Lake's descriptions and stuff and all of his testing from like his spreadsheet and on his website, which is Last Cloudia Goldmine by Lake, all that information is just priceless, basically, especially from like, I can't throw that out enough. Like, that stuff's been absolutely crazy. Blew my mind, some of the stuff that I was, you know, almost going for before when I was playing the game and I hadn't read up, and it turns out it didn't do anything of what I thought it did from the beginning. And, you know, some of the translation errors have been fixed now and stuff, and they've been getting more brought to the attention of everybody. But there's definitely a lot of times where something will come out and you might not know the percentages or something like that, and that's the point where you go look it up on Lake's website after a couple days, or go look in the spreadsheet or ask around and stuff, and you end up finding all the information with the Discord and Lake and everybody else like that. I really appreciate that. So thank you all very much. I can't express my gratitude enough for everything you've been throwing out there online, and I wanted to pitch in a little bit and start making some more content. So if you like this video, then you know, drop a like, and I got a lot more content planned, so I hope I can get some more stuff out for you guys.